Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey everyone! Hey everyone!
Do you guys remember Josh Seiter? I did an interview with him a few years ago. He was originally on The Bachelorette and he ended up getting voted off. Then he started dating numerous reality TV girls. He dated Yolanda from 90 Day Fiancé. He dated Lizzie from Love After Lockup and Glorietta from Love After Lockup. It seemed like after he was on The Bachelorette, he was just chasing one reality TV star after another and just leeching onto them, trying to suck out as much clout as he could. But after a while, he started to garner a reputation throughout social media. Everyone knew him as the dude who would date girls on reality TV, and then whenever they would break up with him, he would go and make these videos of himself holding bottles of alcohol, crying, begging for forgiveness, and begging for them to give them another chance. He did that with Yolanda. He did that with Glorietta. Then he came out and tried to claim that he was dating Amy Slayton from 1,000-Pound Sisters, and I've actually spoken one-on-one with Tammy, and she claimed that was all a lie. Amy was not speaking with Josh, and she even told Josh to leave her alone, but he was adamant that him and Amy were talking, and he even made this whole trip up to Kentucky pretending he was going to visit her, even though she claimed that she told him to leave her alone. It was a lot. Then he tried to claim he was dating Gypsy Rose. Gypsy Rose came out and claimed that he had wrote to her, but she was not entertaining him, and she was married to Ryan Anderson at the time. By this time, most women, as long as you're on social media and have Google search, they knew that it's just not worth the hassle to mess with Josh and have a public relationship with him. So I think his wheels started turning in his head. He's like, you know what? I got to figure out another way to garner attention. So next thing you know, he starts posting all these videos pretending that he is now officially a woman. And he's like, you can't tell me that I'm not a woman just because I have body hair and just because I haven't grown out my hair or tried to commit to looking like a woman like I'm trying to claim I'm trying to be. And I could tell the fact that he wasn't shaving his body hair. I'm like, okay, he is just trying to get shock value off these posts. And that's exactly what happened. These posts started blowing up. Some of them he was getting 1 million, 2 million views. Like, I think in 1 month he had almost 100 million views, which that is just insane.
Hey everyone! So I got my cat Ollie here, this emotional support vest. But he hasn't been liking it, and it's really disappointing because I really thought I was going to have an ally in this journey. But instead of it helping me, I just noticed a lot of changes with Oliver. He's been a lot more moody and just kind of angry and sulking around, and I feel terrible. And I'm.
Hey guys, I wouldn't be the man I am today if I wasn't the woman I was for the past year. So my New Year's resolution is to be the best man I can be. Let me know what your New Year's resolution for me is.
This dude is something else. He's trying to act like he's a transracial man. I'm wearing a compression shirt on my head, but it identifies as a do-rag. Josh has way too much time on his hands. I just had a feeling that he wasn't being genuine about everything. And then finally, my expectations were correct. He came out on a show with Alex Stein. He's like a right-wing political commentator. And Josh went on his show. He admitted that he was not trying to be a woman. He said that he was just doing this to show all the leftists who think that they can just transition to being a woman by suddenly calling themselves a woman. He was just pretty much doing that to mock them. After he admitted that he wasn't a girl and that he pretty much made it all up, he went on this big podcast tour, going from one right-wing podcast to the next, just pretty much talking on why he decided to act like he was a woman and his reasonings behind that and his political thought. I totally forgot to mention that between all this, like a year ago, after he tried to get with Gypsy Rose and Amy Slayton, and they're like we did not try talking to him. He's lying. It seemed like his reputation was starting to really suffer from that. And he kind of went quiet on social media for a while. Then next thing you know, there's a post on his Instagram claiming it's from his brother, announcing that Josh has unexpectedly passed away and that they're going to keep his social media page up for the time being. And when they made this death announcement, they turned the comments off. After his death announcement, it drummed up media attention. TMZ talked about it. People magazine talked about it. I talked about it because I was like, man, if TMZ's talking about it, then they must have been able to confirm it. But no, after a few days went by, Josh finally came out and started going on a little media tour, and he admitted that he is not dead. And he's like, yeah, my account got hacked. After his first death hoax, people were like, all right, we are done with this dude. He's obviously not very truthful, and it seemed like it really hurt his reputation. And that's when it seemed like he made the transition to suddenly start pretending that he's a woman and started to try to get into like the right-wing politics, because he knew that people who were into politics really didn't know his reputation in the reality TV world. Well, suddenly on February 18th, there was a post on his Instagram saying on the morning of February 18th, Josh was found unresponsive in the pool of his hotel suite in Mexico. Paramedics arrived to discover Josh in cardiac arrest. We are unsure of the cause of this event at this time and will continue to update the public as we receive new information. And what I find interesting about these posts is Josh leaves his comments on for all of his posts, but suddenly he has his comments turned off for his death announcement on Instagram and his death announcement on Twitter. Then here's another post. Josh was found unresponsive. He was pronounced deceased by hospital staff a short time later. We'll update the public with more details in the coming days. And the first post that he had talking about him being found dead was signed by the team. So now suddenly he has a team announcing this stuff. And what I love about Twitter though is even though he turned off the comments, which I feel like this was on purpose that he did this, because he didn't want people like from his past saying, okay, he's done this before, guys, don't believe this. But with Twitter, you can add context to post, and people quickly did that. They said context needed. Josh Seiter has been the subject of a social media death hoax previously. This new announcement of his death has not been independently confirmed. Then Kyle Gordy came out and claimed that he just saw Josh at a party a few days ago, and someone else was like in the comments trying to claim, oh, I know he was dead, they found some blunt object in his butt, which I'm just not buying that at all. And even after this death announcement, he posted a story on his Instagram, which is just like a black blank story, and to me that just tells me that's just Josh trying to milk as much as he can out of this. It seems like a lot of his self-esteem is based off the attention he receives on social media and how he sees himself. So I feel like him not being on social media, he's going to have withdrawals, and it's only a matter of time before he comes back. And that's why I feel like he's leaving like these blank, empty story posts, because otherwise it just doesn't make very much sense at all. Then he posted a celebration of life for Josh will be held at Clear Lake Park in Seabrook, Texas this Tuesday from 2 to 4 p.m. The celebration will be open to the public. And I just find that interesting because Josh lived in Illinois. So why is his celebration of life in Texas away from all his family and friends? Like, I'm sure he knows some people in Texas, like Alex Stein. From what I've seen, most people are not buying this most recent death announcement. One person asked, did anyone go to his wake? Because they're supposed to be yesterday. And someone said, I went, but Josh told us not to. What happened? Seeing if anyone has posted that went to his memorial, and that's all I could find. And it's just like, say he is dead, which I really doubt it. It makes people skeptical because he's like the boy who cried wolf. He's lied about so many things before that when something does happen, people are not going to take him seriously. But I'm sure here in a week, he's going to be coming out and announcing that it was just all a hoax. If he does end up being dead, I'll put my foot in my mouth. I'll come up here and I'll admit that I was wrong. But right now, I'm going to have to see more before I just start believing this, especially with his past history. Let me know what you guys think. I have looked up obituaries. I've not been able to find no obituaries, no news reports confirming his death outside of talking about his Instagram post. But that's it for this video, guys. I'm just so confused about the motive behind this. If he is baking this, I guess it's just like a short little clout boost. But I just don't get how that can be for any good for him in the long run. I mean, there's only so many communities you can jump from before everyone eventually gets an idea of who you are. I just wonder what his family thinks of this. Like, his brother's probably like, Josh is out here playing dead again. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.